And welcome. I see we got a few people here in chat. Raj, Cody, Da Vinci, welcome on in. I know Caleb's still streaming, so people will be coming in once he's done. How's everyone doing tonight? Or today, or whatever. We're going to see how this goes today, because it's currently 82 degrees outside, or 27.5 Celsius. And we turn the AC on low, so that way you guys don't get blasted out by the AC. So we're going to see how this goes today. It's hot and humid here in Florida. Other than that, I will start by my normal thing. I have been waiting all day for this, because since I went on that diet, I've limited myself to a single 20 ounce of Mountain Dew. And this is my Mountain Dew for the day, so I am so looking forward to this. Yes, I really needed that. Bergman, you haven't seen the new intro that we have? I could have sworn you've been here before for the intro.
OBS might be broken.
Uh-oh. James is telling me we might be having some OBS issues.
Maybe we're back. Maybe.
We're gonna see here. Down under, how you doing? I've got Cody and Gergman saying that we're getting a bit of lagging. Okay. Cody says it looks to have cleared up. All right.
This is what I get for trying new things.
But we like trying new things. Like new lenses and stuff. I hope that the face cam looks a lot better this week. We sat here and got a new lens, and so now it's not as far away as we can put it and zoomed out as far as we can just to get a decent picture.
So basically the issue boils down to we need faster computer.
Faster computer expensive right now because of AI.
I know.
But on a note, hey NetVentive, how you doing? Yeah, it is. So far, it's a good weekend. I got off work. Work was hectic, but we're here and doing things. We set up some new lenses, and I got a package over the week from Slice Engineering. We got a heater core, 24 volt, 50 watt. And a PT1000 thermistor for our hot end and tool head board or tool head. So that's going to be fun to do. But we're not building the tool head today because I am waiting on something, and that's why we have that little poll in the chat, because I'm waiting on customs to get a part in. But it's going to be a pretty cool surprise when it comes. So I can't wait to show you guys that. My lips are sealed on what it is, because I don't want to spoil that for the stream. But where we left off last stream, you know, we sat here and had some print failures, I'd say, because the layer adhesion wasn't right. So I sat here and reprinted those parts over the week. And I even printed out an extra one in case the one that I printed out for this, it failed as well. So that way that won't bring the stream to a halt. Yeah, Gergman, I would not be surprised if we see old Windows 98 computers. I mean, I just saw in a news report about, I think, AMD releasing a graphics card that has a 64-bit memory bus, which we haven't really seen since like the early 2010s, and 4 gigs of memory, and they want to sell it for $300. I'm like, what? So yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Howie, how you doing? Welcome on in. But so got the parts reprinted here, and I reprinted our little back panel. So let's go ahead and pop our little power piece in here, because this time I'm going to double check. So that's the top, and by the picture, yep, that's the way it should go. So click in. That clicked in a lot nicer than the other one. Oh yeah, I don't have as much wiggle, so that is a much better fit on that piece.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Howie, I'm right there with you. Windows 3.11, my favorite OS, or at least from Microsoft. Linux is still better, but Windows 3.1 was my favorite. 1.1 was my favorite Microsoft OS. It just worked. The other thing I did over the week is I did pick up the SD card. So we have an SD card in here now, flashed with mainsail. And I found the little nut that fell out as I was trying to put this in. I'm glad I didn't look for it on stream, because I never would have found it. It fell completely under the desk, rolled to the little apron that I have in the front there, and somehow got wrapped up inside of it. So,
Nut.
I never would have found that on stream. So, but without further ado, I'd say let's go ahead and get started with the build again. So we have our Leviathan, we have our Raspberry Pi, so we're going to get that all nice and situated on here. I found out the screwdriver actually didn't need to be charged. It just didn't have enough torque to go into the plastic pieces. So it had a nice full charge, because when I tried it earlier, it's spinning perfectly fine. I did find out that the little screws that they send with the Leviathan for the Raspberry Pi are non-ferrous.
So what you were saying is that you're too weak.
No, just the automatic wouldn't do. I was trying to be lazy. Unfortunately, torque made it so I couldn't be lazy. Okay. That's one Leviathan board built. Let's see here. Yeah, Down Under, I might end up purchasing another one, but James got this for me as a present, and it's actually been really good for most things. It's just high torque environments this doesn't do as well. But that's what I have hand screwdrivers for. I have been wanting one of these all day. I went on my lunch break today and I was like, nope, I have a stream tonight. I can't get a Mountain Dew. I've been sticking to my 120 ounce at maximum a day. There's actually been days where I've gone without a Mountain Dew, which those of you that have been in stream and James can attest, me not drinking a Mountain Dew in a day is a miracle. And there's a car alarm going off outside. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, good Lord, Gergman. Windows 1.0 with two... oh, wow, with SD floppies. All right, so yeah, it looks like a few of you have had projects held up by customs. Gotta love them at times. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces, and these get held on by 2 M3x6s. M3x6. Gonna get some 4 M3x6s out. That's more than 4. Just a few more. Let's see here. No down under maker. That's actually kind of amazing. I have not had like headaches or shakes or jitters from Mountain Dew withdrawal, which is honestly surprising for me because last time I tried quitting soda entirely, the withdrawal headaches were actually kind of insane. So I was kind of happy I'm not having those. Granted, I've been doing Crystal Light because I'm weird and just can't drink water. But I've been doing some of the Crystal Light that is infused with caffeine, so that's probably also helped. I learned today that the fruit punch, I do not like the fruit punch flavor of Crystal Light.
You might not be having those issues yet, Gergman. My knee certainly hurts. Why? Couldn't tell you. Just started hurting randomly throughout the day. And here we are.
Your knee just started randomly hurting throughout the day.
Yep, and now it hurts to walk.
Uh-oh. You know what that means, James? Getting old. Yep. He's starting to get aches and pains in his knees. We can start calling him old. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. Yep, there we go. That's nice. So now let's do the other side. Let's see here. Red Fox, welcome on in. And Down Under, honestly, with the amount of Mountain Dew I have drank over my life, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where it will be flushed out of my system. Caleb, welcome on in. Yeah, I didn't expect you'd be able to do the raid because I think that you need a minimum of 500 subscribers to even do that. It might be the 500 or the 1,000 tier.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you have to be at the first milestone of monetization.
Oh, welcome on in. There was a pretty cool build you were doing with the Lumi bricks. Okay.
So, something I can't believe that Penguin doesn't like is Liquid Death has a new Mountain Dew flavor. And of course, it's not Mountain Dew, but I like it. It's pretty good. Only 20 calories and a whole 19.2 ounces.
No, it does not
And it tastes great.
It does not taste anything like Mountain Dew.
It has the essence of Mountain Dew,
No,
but a lot healthier.
it tastes like they took Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, mixed it with Mellow Yellow, added a bit of Sprite in it, and then watered it down like crazy.
You had a quarter of a sip. How do you know?
I have a poorly refined palate. All right, so we're just getting these little tin rail adapters.
Mountain Dew
Screwed
taste
on
at
the-
a quarter of the cost. Oh, half the cost. It's cheaper than a 20-ounce can of Mountain Dew anyway.
In a 20-ounce bottle?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, and that side, we are nice and good. I'm not feeling any wiggle. And this time it didn't separate the layers on us, so success! Okay, where'd my... There it is. Howie, I definitely think there might be a bit more of addiction to Coke again if they did that. Yeah, put the Coke back. Put the cocaine back in Coke. Okay. Let's grab another thing. We did get a new overhead lens. If you guys have noticed any difference or anything, good or bad, we'd love to hear feedback because hopefully it actually is a bit clearer now. That's about centered. And I'm going to need to stand up to see what I'm doing. Okay. This on, it looks like the front rail is where they want it. Is that the front rail or is that yep, that is the front rail, but let's see what LDO wants. LDO says to put it on the front rail as well, and they are going this way with it, with the pie closer to the front. I'm just trying to clip these in. There we go. Nice and clipped. We'll slide that and center it more. Actually, we'll go a bit further over because I need to put the SSR here on the side. And then with the SSR, we're going to go with 1 and 2 towards the front. They're putting it almost all the way at the edge. Okay, hold up. Let me turn this around so that way it's facing the same way that they have it. Ah, that's what I did wrong. They want the Leviathan more over that way and the SSR over here. There we go. We've got our Leviathan with our pie in there. The SD card's already in there and flashed with our SSR on here. Progress. How you doing, Mad Dog? Glad you could make it. Let's see here. You just wish the 0 would come in that side. Okay. 1.25 liter for $1. That's actually not bad. So I've tried the... I don't know if I've tried the zero... Yeah, no, I've tried the zero sugar, and I've tried like all the diet flavors of Mountain Dew, and I can't do Diet Mountain Dew. There's the aftertaste that I get from it is just like, no, I can't do this.
Like, I love zero sugar, Dr. Pepper, and Coke, and all that. Just not Mountain Dew.
Yeah, the Coke Zero, I can do no problem. I don't. That one.
In fact, I prefer like Coke Zero over Coke.
It still tastes like Coke, and it doesn't have the aftertaste. Mountain Dew Zero. No. All right, let me sit down here again. Ugh. Okay. So we're going to take our power supply adapters here. And then with this one, I'm going to want our little clips on this side, I believe. Yep, that'll move that way. And I'm probably going to need to move these DIN rails around because I just saw that when I put this thing on here, even with this down as far as it'll go, I think we are getting some interference with the Leviathan. So let's see how I can do this. Loosen up our screws in here that are holding the DIN rails in. Not the easiest angle to get in on. I'm going to take the SSR off because that'll give me a bit more clearance to get in here. Okay, one more to go. Get your home. Okay, so I'm going to move this kind of as close as I can to the Z motor, and I'm not going to tighten that up yet. And then I'm going to sit back down. Now, I'm going to use the M2x10s because, you know, that's the ones that I know that'll fit on the DIN rail clips. But at the same time, the heads on these almost look like they can go for a bigger screw. So I am not sure if these are the right screws for this. And unfortunately, when I went looking through all the documentation, they don't really list this because even though LDO is now using the compact power supply for the Micron kits, the ant head still has the U200 for the DIN clips, and no. So these DIN clips, there must do not tell me there is a different set of DIN clips for these things, because the U200, the one that was for the U200, which I can show you on theirs, which one that is. That little skinny power supply. The one that they have for that clip is the spacing is too wide for the LDO power supply adapter, but it looks like the DIN mounts that I use for the Leviathan might be too narrow for this one. And we go on LDO. Here's our PSU mount. So that we have. But I don't see the DIN clips for these.
Yeah, Gergman, I've been drinking pretty much exclusively 3 things. Mountain Dew Kickstart, which is something like 30 calories. Liquid Death, flavored sparkling water, and regular water. I pack a lot of calories.
Okay, yeah, and the only PSU mount that the Micron has is for the U200. And then, yeah, they have the Leviathan mount. Which those just go on the DIN rails. Let me check these PCB DIN clips and see if maybe they sent special ones for this. The one liquid death that I still need to try is I want to try the Dead Billionaire.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have, but it's also not a sparkling water one. That's an iced tea one, which is still really good. But then again, you don't like sparkling water, so you would like the Dead Billionaire more anyway. But yeah, as far as the sparkling water ones, I really like the Mountain Death, of course, because Mountain Dew flavored, and the root beer one, root beer Wraith or something. Only issue is they don't sell the root beer Wraith in a lot of gas stations around here. If I can't get it often, I have to go to like Walmart or something or order it online.
Okay.
Then every once in a while, I'll get one of the teas like that Dead Billionaire. It's also really good.
I'm going to try this one more time with the ones that LDO sent. And yeah, it does.
They have a cinnamon roll tea. I must try it. I need it in my veins.
Okay, I might have gotten away with this, but I do not think that these DIN clips are actually the proper DIN clips for this, but they seem to be holding, so that's one. Let's try getting the other one in. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up and see what they're actually wanting on these, because LDO doesn't say, and Micron doesn't have any of these DIN clips listed for LDO. They just have the power supply mount.
Womp womp.
And when I look at this, I think I'm going to need to do some heat sets. But we'll see what happens when I get to it. Let's go back to the LDO. Okay, so we need our cables for our Z motors. One set is, hey, I got another box I can get rid of.
He says that, but then he just leaves them sitting on the floor for 3 months.
James is going to give me a death stare later for doing that, but I don't care. Ugh. Okay. Let's undo.
Oh, Mad Dog, you have us in surround sound? I can do something fun real quick. See if this will work live. Let me see.
Are you going to start messing with the setup live?
Oh, I'm literally just panning back and forth between left and right. That's all.
Okay. One cable. Two cable. Three cable. And a 4. That is actually quite interesting how they're almost separated all the way down. Let's see here. So if this is the back, Z0 is up here. Yep. Okay.
So what if one of these streams I just leave it all the way to the left and just make you think there's something wrong with your speakers? I think we were real funny.
Don't tempt him, he will do it. Just because he can. Okay, these are all the same size. Parky Cat, this is the second Voron type that I'm building. It'll actually be the third because I have 2.4 and a V0 there in the background, but the V0 I didn't build. But this is the second kind of Voron that I'm building, because this really isn't a Voron, it's a Micron. So it's a printer for ants, but it's modeled after the 2.4, just smaller. Yeah, little bitty smaller. And Strawberry. The background that we have on the screen is not Mate. It is actually Gnome 2.
So pretty much Mate. Not quite, but pretty close.
Yeah. It is Gnome before they went to the more modern UI. Back when it was kind of a combination between what, like a Windows with a taskbar at the top and what Mac was doing. Yeah, but they put all of their menus in the taskbar, whereas Gnome 2 did not. Okay, now that we have a mess of wires in here. Yeah, Gnome 2 is where I kind of sharpened my teeth when it came to Linux and a GUI. Before that, it was all command line. Icon, welcome on in. Let's see here. I guess Mad Dog's gonna put a hit out on you.
For leaving the audio pinned to the left.
Ah,
Which it's not currently. Could be.
okay. I always forget.
You forget a lot of things.
I forget a lot of things, but I always forget which one's A and which one's B. But it says A is the rear right of the gantry. So if I flip this over, rear right would be this one. So yes, this is stepper A. So that's going to come in here and go on this side for stepper A. And now we're going to get some rubber bands off. And get stepper B wired. Okay. But I think I came up through the wrong hole on that one. I did. I came through the bed hole, whereas I need to come through the back hole.
That's what she said. That one was way too easy.
Yeah, that was kind of an alley-oop, wasn't it? And I still have one whole stepper left over that I can put on this board. All right. Time for some more Mountain Dew. We got our steppers wired into the Leviathan. I don't know why I did that so early, because I still need to check the placement of these. And I do need to move this DIN rail up some. Loosen the DIN rail. Doesn't need to move up by much, but it does need to move up. Come on. Okay. Apparently I did not loosen them enough. Good. Of course, two that are hardest that I did not loosen up. Hardest to get to that I did not loosen up enough. Come on. There we go. Make sure I can at least get the mounts in. We're just going to leave that loose for now. I am pretty sure that with this, I am going to want some heat sets back there. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put those heat sets in. Let that heat up here. Let's see here. Icon, hopefully you'll have all your parts for your ZZ330 by the end of August. 48 volt 5160 external steppers. That is going to be a pretty mad printer, Icon. Okay.
So I just finished my first physical book in a very long time. Like, I read books, I listen to audiobooks. This is the first time in a long time that I've actually read a physical book, and it was nice. It was a short book, but still, it was nice.
I call BS.
Sucks.
You know why I call BS? You were reading Harry Potter along with Through the Gryffindor.
Doesn't count.
Was it not a physical book?
Doesn't count.
Did you read it from start to finish?
I've read it countless times already. Doesn't count.
What do you think, chat? Rereading a book, does that still count as reading a physical book? I was gonna say, down under, I would not mind running higher voltage steppers on these. Not to get the higher speeds, but you know, with higher voltage, I can get the kind of the same. I can get the same wattage out of it at a lower amperage.
The biggest thing with me in audiobooks is because I drive a lot for work. It's just really easy to do.
Oh god, yeah. Audiobooks are a lifesaver when you drive for work. I have gone through so many audiobooks just driving around for work. It is amazing.
That being said, there are definitely books that are a lot more difficult to get your mind around if you're, driving while listening to it. But some of the more thoughtless books, even though they're still good, they can be a bit more thoughtless books, are very, very nice to have while just driving around for hours on end.
I could say Harry Potter. I love the book series. Even better when Jim Dale reads it. And Dungeon Crawler Carl. Amazing in audiobook format.
Speaking of the Harry Potter audiobooks, one of these days I gotta listen to the full cast audiobooks.
I tried. I didn't like them.
The thing is, you're on your own. Everyone else loves them. It's just you. So I'm not listening to your opinion on it anymore.
My big thing was like you'd be listening to the audiobook, like especially the beginning of Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you're from. And the background noise of like the cars and the traffic and all that would actually be above the characters reading. The only one that was like really loud.
I think that's just the speakers you're listening on.
No, it did it on my phone, the computer, and headphones.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The Rider Haggard books about Alan Quartermain were really good. I mean, Alan Quartermain is just a really good character overall. If anybody is a literature fan, I love to do the challenge with people that say that they're literature fans of going and watching League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and naming every book that the characters came from.
That's another thing I like. There's some really good audio podcasts that are like stories more so than just talking. There's this one by the company Q Code called The Left Right Game. It's fairly short. I think it's like 7 or 8 30-minute episodes. It was really good, really compelling story. I think it only worked so well because it was just a podcast.
Okay, let me see here. I've put that in a little bit where it's going. I'm checking to see whether it's going to be M3x6s or M3x8s that I'm going to want to use here. And M3x6s barely bite before, well, I can still fit this in. So I'm probably going to go M3x8s on these. Let me try those out. Because again, the LDO power supply on these, they do not give very many instructions on actually the mounting method. So LDO doesn't give instructions. Printers for ants doesn't really give instructions. So that's biting quite a bit better. And let me see here if I get that in there, tighten it down. Yeah, it's almost to the bottom of that heat set, but it's not sticking out. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the M3x8s to hold the power supply in. See, when in doubt, duct tape. Yep. Did I get an M3x6 in there? No, that's an 8. Okay. I'm just going to kind of pre-thread these. That way, when we get this in, I can kind of get one side to set, and then the other one I screw in while it's on there. So down under, most of the characters in there were caricatures. Oh god, I'm brain farting. I'm having a terrible brain fart because I'm trying to remember one of the characters, the wife from Dracula, who was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That was a huge caricature of her. Not Dracula's wife, but the guy that went out and met Dracula. Okay, so I actually once... Okay, so I did some of this wiring a bit wrong. What it wants for these cables...
That's to be expected.
What it wants for these cables is for these to be run under the board. This one gets run under. And this one gets run under as well.
But if anyone cares, the book that I read was called The Slow Regard for Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss. It was really, really good if you've read The Name of the Wind series.
Next thing you know, we're going to be starting a Penguin Makers book club.
Here.
We'll sit here and get different books for people to listen to, and we can talk about them on stream. Okay, I'm not going to bother cable managing these yet because I like chaos and I want to see you people suffer a little bit. because I know some of you are going to suffer with all these cables sticking around and sticking out like this. Okay.
I know I am.
So now I get to figure out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be M3 by 8 to hold the skirts in. Let's see if they tell me here. CSSRs, we're not going to be using that. That's our power supply. Ah, it actually does. M3 by 8s. Cool. I'm learning systems. That's scary. The fact that I can learn.
So you think you're learning, but you're truly not.
Oh, okay. I thought I was learning. Okay, so they give me holes to mount put a screwdriver through, and the holes are not big enough to get the screwdriver through. Readjust these so that way they line up. Okay. Come on. Right. Will this 2mm driver fit? No, that one won't fit either. Okay.
I think we need a drill.
Wait. Let me check and see if one of these are 2 mils. That is 2 mil, and that does fit. Okay.
No, I think Red Fox had it right. You should just be duct taping those on. If you cover the entire underside with duct tape, it just cleans up all the wires for you.
Oh, that's how this works?
Yeah. You don't need airflow in there.
Okay. Got the first one in. Oh. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. Okay. Lesson learned. So the problem that I learned is when you put the little power supply piece in, it kind of gets in the way of you putting the screw in. So I have to get this popped out and hope to God I don't break it.
Through the magic of printing 2 of them.
I wish. Yeah, I already printed one of these once. Now I need to sit here and get enough points that I can hold these things in. But through the magic of multiple Allen keys, we might get this done. So yeah.
So you're telling me through the magic of buying 2 of them, but it's done. Look at you making all these connections with your technology.
Can you tell the YouTube channel James watches? But a zip tie will. Thanks for stopping on in, Mad Dog. Well, you know, have fun with whatever you're going to be doing. And down under, you got to do some Prusa cable management. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's a booger, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's a fart, sometimes it's not. Kenneth, how you doing?
I'm gonna say,
So,
I don't know about you, I don't have that issue very often.
never trust a fart. So Raj, I know I can get away with 2, but I have the drop-in nut already in there for the extra one, and I don't want it rattling around. That's easier said than done. So the MCU on this is a Leviathan, Cody. Okay, so I'm getting... I know for a fact that I have this side with the Allen keys enough because I can sit here and start to get that pushed out. And yes, I know I'm my own worst enemy right now because I can just move on and be done with it and go on to something else, but I want to do this my way. And my way sometimes is a pain in the butt. And my mind works that way, and it's a pain in the butt sometimes too.
Sometimes?
Okay, so I got those 2 sides out. Come on. Success! Okay. So going back through here. The middle one looks like it wants, we want to do that one first. Because the other ones I can kind of feed in from the front, but the middle one needs to be fed in from the back. Okay, so we got the middle one in. Now let's see how we do on the other ones. Not too good on that one. And in here, should be able to go. Okay. Get that one to bite. I did. Yes, that's 2. It's a carrot with a set screw. Yeah. Right now, what I'm finding is working is I'm holding it. I'm using a pair of pliers to hold the screw in place as I put the bolt in and get the hex driver into it. And then once I get that all in and it starts biting on those drop nuts, then then it seems to be pretty good. So I'm going to loosen this up. I know that we have it in there and make sure. Oh, wow. When I say that is a tight fit, we don't have left to right movement. So that is printed with very close tolerances. Okay. Tighten these down. Not too tight because we are going through plastic here. And I have the strangest feeling I'm going to be putting in heat sets into those. But now that we got that, we can take this thing and that is going to go this way. So as the back is facing me, the power plug is on the right, the switch is on the left when it's upside down. Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Yep.
Now, the only problem I would have, Red Fox, though, with Bluetooth cables is the latency. Possible interference with all the electronics and electromagnetics in here, but the latency would be my big issue. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to get our cables. I need to get our power cable that goes from the power input to the power supply. Those are our... I don't know why I still have that bag there. That is empty. This is inlet to PSU is in here. Okay. Which one? I have a feeling. Got this fancy one.
That tonight's going to be a good night.
With the heat shrink on it. And all 3 cables bundled together is going to be our fancy one. So our earth goes on the far one. Then our live is going to go directly below the live on the switch. If I can get my fat fingers in here. There we go. And our neutral is going to go directly below our neutral on the switch. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the Z-steppers and get them untangled. Okay, those are now untangled. And I'm not going to plug into the power supply yet.
Why the heck are those cables so long?
I don't know. I have no idea why they are so long. I don't think they really need to be that long.
The fact that the DIN rail is very askew hurts my soul.
Oh, it's not even
I know, it still hurts me.
attached. Really, at this point. Okay, those are what are going to go to the bed. And the funny thing is, they show the rail being that far down. I definitely think there's different DIN clips for these things because I have mine on. You can see how mine's all the way up there, whereas theirs is showing theirs more down here. Unless that is flipped around. Might be flipped around. Let's try flipping it around real quick. Experimentation. We're having fun, aren't we?
Having fun is your job, not mine.
Well, that's just because you're not allowed to have fun. That's just a rule of life. James is not allowed to have fun.
Yeah. That's why I get locked in the basement. If only we had a basement.
Wait, what's a basement? I'm from Florida. What's a basement?
It's a house underneath your house.
No such thing. Not enough room. Okay, so if I flip these things around, okay, that's what I need to do. I need to flip them around. Other one. And around and around and around it goes. Where it stops, who cares?
Me, I care.
Okay, James cares. All right, I'm just looking here through chat. Haven't seen any new chats here in a bit. All right, we've been going for an hour already. Bit over, but yeah. So James and I went and saw the new Spider-Man movie. Yeah, no spoilers, but yeah, we went and saw it. Definitely feels more akin to when the Marvel Cinematic Universe first started, in my opinion, than some of the more closer to in-game and all that movies.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
But it was still pretty good. There is one character in there that I am just curious about as to which version they are. But again, no spoilers. I will not mention character names or anything like that. Okay. So yes, that should be good now for the power supply. Move that back up. All right. Now, AB motors. Take, and we are going to sit here and kind of pick up a little bit of slack and try to get some of this cabling into the basement. Caleb, this is a Pi 4B, and specifically, I believe it's the 1 gig model. Yep, 1 gig Pi 4B.
Can't afford anything more than a 1 gig right now.
Yeah. Can't nobody afford that. Okay. That was loud. Here. Okay. LTX, how you doing? LTX, I'm still working on getting some of that artwork. I will be in contact with you as soon as I get some of that. Okay. Come on, cables. Okay. Got a lot of our twist and everything out of here. There we go. Getting that twist out of there is going to make this a lot nicer. All right. We're going to take this cable and get it from within the inside of those two. Run it around the outside and get that in there. Okay. And then for now, I'm just going to pull these back through the basement. We're going to take this one. That's going to be like so. This one's going to do the same thing. I'm just trying to get these things kind of spaced out here. All right, and we are going to need to put our tin rails in for power supply, and what they want us to do is on this side.
I have a question for you.
I might have an answer for you.
How do you feel about Alfredo sauce on pizza instead of...
I like it, actually.
Any toppings in particular that go with it?
I like Alfredo sauce on a white pizza. Oh no, it's just a white pizza, and then white pizza is specific.
So cheese.
Special cheeses, but yeah, but then you put Alfredo sauce on as the base, and oh, it's so good.
What about just a standard pepperoni, but with Alfredo sauce?
We could do that. What are you thinking, Papa John's?
I'm just asking. Opinions.
Yeah, Alfredo is a good pizza topping to me.
See, exactly down under. I do like creamy sauces, but it depends on the topping.
Yep. Like pepperoni, I'll do it with jalapenos.
Sausage. Specifically spicy Italian.
Sausage is you. I'm not much of a fan of sausage on pizza.
I do like chicken and broccoli on white pizza. That's a good combo.
Believe it or not, one that I found that everyone's like, what? That I discovered it by accident. Because Papa John's used to make it when they had their cheeseburger pizza. You could get any of the toppings that were on the cheeseburger pizza on something else. Pepperoni and pickles on pizza is surprisingly good.
I like black olives on pizza.
Hey, True 3DFX, welcome on in. Okay, so we have our power supply mount on here. We're spread out. How far do I need to go a bit further up on that because I can't get it in past the one piece.
Now, there's an interesting combo I haven't heard before.
What's that? Spinach, sausage, mushroom. R squared? That is definitely interesting. I like spinach. I don't like heated spinach. That is one of the ones that I find, to me, it tastes like bad seaweed when you cook spinach on a pizza. So it's one of the reasons I've never been able to do sausage on a pizza. Okay, so right there, that is a good location.
I'm not sure how I feel about this suggestion in chat.
Uh-oh.
I can't decide if I would love it or absolutely hate it.
Sausage gravy pizza? Or the other one? Sausage gravy? I think it would depend on, like, are we talking sausage with gravy? Or actual, like, sausage gravy like you would use with biscuits and gravy? Because I think that is a
I'm assuming the second one.
I think that would be a big determining factor on that one. Okay. We get our 2 mil here. That is not my 2 mil. That's not a 2 mil. I think you're a 2 mil. Okay, so the biscuits gravy. I don't know. Because, you know, cheesy biscuits are good with sausage gravy. That would be something I'd actually have to try. Okay, I'm just trying to get these din rails tightened up here, because now that I have a good placement. Good Lord, these things are pain in the butt. Get tightened. At least get this one with the driver. Yeah, that one I can get with the driver. Good. Okay. Last screw, which I think is actually the loosest one. Really want to be able to get this with the driver. And I was able to, so there we go. That's nice and tight. True 3D effects, you're gonna have to sit here and like come back next week and let us know what you thought of the sausage gravy pizza. I would really like to hear that.
Agreed.
All right, so our din rail's in. So now see getting our slack for all of these drivers kind of pulled up and somewhat cable managed. There we go. There's that one. I don't see anything else. That I'm going to need to get over here. So we're probably take and manage these up like this, but I need to make sure that
We'll definitely appreciate it, True 3D. We do stream, at least we try to stream, pretty much at the exact same time every Saturday, so about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays.
that looks like it's going to be a good punching. Find what I did with my zip ties. Actually, I'm going to make it easier on myself.
Whoa, what madness is this?
Have Velcro cable ties. Yeah, can you tell I sit here and do a lot of cabling? I mean, who else sits here and just keeps Velcro cable ties around? I keep these around because of all the network cabling that I do in the house. And if I need to adjust that, I can just move it around. But that at least gets my cables out of the way for me. And I like that. Cheater. I'm working smarter, not harder. Okay. So with this, pop up our...
I have a bit of a dilemma. I need some input. We're sharing that pizza, and it's stuffed crust. But I really like cheese sticks. Do I get the cheese sticks in addition?
Up to you.
That's not. What's that? Input, you're not helpful.
I'll eat one or two. Depends on the cheese sticks. Who's cheese stick?
They have them with bacon.
I like the jalapeno stuffed cheesy bread. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get our lives and everything wired up. Driver's not loosening my screw. But that one did. Live. Oh, that's interesting. They're doing the live and neutral ones that are next to each other. And then skipping the top one. So they're doing the bottom live, the top neutral, and the top ground. There's the... Nope, that's right. European standard.
That's an oxymoron. Nothing European can be standard.
Ground live. Blue neutral. And white and green earth. Or yellow and green earth. Got that in? True. When you start getting Velcro cables that are colored for Christmas, yeah. I think your family knows you a little bit. Okay, so this is our bed earthing connector. Our bed neutral. And it's taking everything for me not to use the electrician terms for some of these.
It's your build. Use whatever terms you want.
Yeah, but it can confuse people. Because while everyone knows it as a neutral, if you go by electricians, it's the grounded connector, whereas your earth is your ground in connector. And
okay, I take it back. It's not your build. It's terms. Because they don't exist. They can't hurt you.
And that one we should, yep. And so this one actually is going to go to our SSR. And that goes on line 2. And then I need to get our cable that goes to the SSR. The skinnier spade, fork spade, goes on the power supply. And the wider one goes to port 1 on the SSR. No. It is not the Soviet Socialist Republic.
So, do we get the screen on tonight, or?
Fuck.
Is that a no?
No, I just looked at the way they want me to do all these, and looking ahead sometimes helps because I need to run the power supply cables underneath the DIN rail mount. And while I probably could have done that while they were connected, it was a little bit easier in my mind to disconnect them and put them in there. I don't know why. Probably because my mind is stupid.
Because your mind is blank all the time.
Little bit of everything all of the time. Okay. We have those. These are going to get run underneath as well, but that one I should be able to do. Like so. That's going to go down here because that's going to go to our bed. This is going to do the same thing. We can go to our bed. All right.
I want to go to my bed.
Are you saying you want to end the stream now and go to bed?
No, I have food. I still want to go to my bed.
True effects, no. It would not be a do a thing and undo a thing to redo a thing. It would not be a Voron without that, unless you're Steve Builds. But he has an unfair advantage because he designed it. So, or he designed at least the Trident. So he's got kind of an unfair advantage on that one. Okay. So, Chromatic, how you doing? Welcome on in. Let's see here. Would love to know which of these goes where, but we're going to have fun and find out. Let's get our skirts all out here.
But you never answered my question, though. You think we're getting that screen on today?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to go screen on this one. I might go headless.
Well, what the heck would be the point? The screen's the fun part.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, the fun part is pooping plastic.
No, the fun part's the screen.
Well, you heard it here. James enjoys the screen more than he enjoys pooping plastic.
I love screens. It's my entire livelihood.
Okay, so that's our left and right. So one skirt's going to go there. One skirt's going to go there. One's going to go there. And one's going to go there. So we got those. And then this is apparently for our fans. And that's going to go up there like that. But we are only going to have fans on this side. So now I got to figure out. Oh, I got stringy bits.
Just don't burn your hair with that thing now. I don't want to smell it all the way over here.
Stringy bit's gone.
I love how we have a flood watch and it's not even raining.
We're in a flood watch?
Apparently.
Cool. I'm in a flood watch. Granted, I think where I'm at, the water needs to rise something like either 35 or 65 feet for me to flood, so I'm not too concerned about it. True 3D, that could happen. I sat here and went crazy trying to get a clicky probe to work on the 2.4 before I finally said, the hell with it, and went cartographer.
Well, that means you're not
Okay.
going clicky again, right? You're going straight to cartographer this time?
We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on this,
That means he doesn't want to answer my question because he knows the answer, and the answer is clicky.
so these just click in here, and if I'm correct, there's a special thing we do for these fans. Oh, that's wonderful. That's where the manual ends. It doesn't do the rest of the skirts, but I believe on this one, I'm going to take the printer and knock those down and move it off of the desk here. So if I am correct, I believe these just kind of press fit in here, and then you actually use a heat set to get them to stay in.
Look at that messy, messy desk. Mm-mm-mm.
If I'm correct, you can see. Let me get up close for you guys. Hey, yeah. You can see in these little holes, they're just big enough for the heat set, so it actually melts on each half and holds these in. Now the question is there's two of these. Are they the same? They are, so it does not matter which one goes in which.
That's what she said?
And that's what they look like. I'm not happy with this. It did not squish very well in the first layer.
You're not happy with a lot of things.
Catch. Look at that first layer.
It's fine for now.
For now, it is. Throw it back. I'm going to show them. So yeah, I'm not happy with the way that first layer did. Looked like right here, it did not squish very good on that first layer, so I'm going to get that reprinted. But this one, the squish still isn't as good, but it's more acceptable. So I'm going to use this one for our fans.
Man, that's some good autofocus.
Yeah.
Fast.
I like that new lens. I would say, I haven't, believe it or not, most of my builds I haven't put the NeoPixels in, so I haven't run into a bad NeoPixel problem, but I know there are some people in here that could definitely come in and...
How do you live with yourself when you're giving up LED lights? These are the best thing ever. They make it go faster.
I've got plenty of LED lights. There's 3 right here.
They make the printer print faster.
And 2 up there.
They make the printer go faster.
Can we tell who the LTX frame is? Or not LTX, LTT? I think we're all fans of LTX here. He makes some good stuff. Okay. Get this heat back up. We have not. How you doing, Tom? That was almost a bad thing. I almost came down and touched the metal on the hot end. I don't like that at all.
What you do?
Oh no, it's so thin-walled that it started bulging out.
You sure you weren't just pushing too fast?
No, I was letting the weight of the thing do it. Okay. We have those two. See, true, I knew there were people in here that would know answers to things like that. Or have questions to help figure it out.
And we really got to get that other flex arm in there. I don't have a good view of this without it.
Well, I just need it to get in stock.
I mean, what size are you looking for?
I'm going to do another 400 mil just like this one.
You do a 350.
Where'd you find a 350?
Fabrico.
No, they got a 300.
They have a 350 and a 200. And 400.
Last I could have sworn it was 200, 300, 400.
Look again. I'm looking at it right now.
Let me get these heat sets in here real quick so we can put some fans in. Letting it go in. Did the bulgy thing as well. Come on, you. Let's see here. Yeah, Neo. I have not done too much with NeoPixels yet. We might do it on this one. Depends on if we want to give James the satisfaction of having neopixels.
I mean, the side panels on that V0 make it go so fast.
Hey, Nemesis. How you doing? I won't say you're late. Late would be not showing up. Here, here. You know? That is all I can really ask of people is, hey, show up if you want to see my content, you know? I'm here to entertain and have fun with you guys. And so, you know, if you feel like showing up, cool. You know, we can hang out, chat, do different things, and maybe get a build done along the way. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Because this is me. Okay. So we got our pieces in. Now let's see if we can find those fans.
Sorry, I ate them. They were delicious.
You ate a fan?
See, Tom agrees with me. Thank you, Tom. That's an intellectual right there.
So is now the time to let you guys know that I don't have RGB in my gaming computer?
I mean, I technically do, but only because the RAM sticks are the same price, cheaper with RGB nowadays.
Okay, those are definitely for the tool head, because that's 2 blowers and a 2510. I'm guessing these 4010 axials are what are for. The other, yep, because there's no fans in there, so these two 4010s must be what we need, because that blower, I believe, is going to be for the Nevermore in the base.
I mean, you can. Would you?
Okay, so we have those. Now, what I need to determine is did LDO do the little breakout PCBs for these fans like they did on the other one, on the 2.4? That's the clicky thing. And that's the rest of our Leviathan stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. I think my...
I mean, to be fair, I can't see them RGB anyway, because it's in a server rack in a server. So I don't care what color it is, but it does have it, so it does make it go faster. And that's what matters.
I just heard a ding.
I mean, you're a ding dong.
Okay, so that's a 2x2 splitter, but no, that wouldn't give us 2 to 1. I would think that would be more for the cob light. This looks like what we need. That is the fan splitter. That's going to go with that side down. Our rails are here. And I'm trying to see how LDO wants that little splitter installed, because they don't really give a good angle. Oh God. Down under, Rainbow Unicorn Puke makes students pay attention. How does this? How do these this PCB attach to frame? What? Oh yeah, Tom's comment towards you. I speak I spec English good down under. I said, how do this thing attach frame? I can spec English. I can spec English. Mountain Dew. Down under, you've cracked fusion? You are going to be a very rich man. Okay, did I miss printing out something? LDO. STLs, not electronics. It's specific. LDO. I think, did I print that out? I did, but that's for the smaller one. That's not for this one. Don't you dare tell me. Why do I have an extra one of these? I'm a dum-dum.
Yeah, we know. But we like you anyway.
So the one that has the piece that I need to reprint is the one that has the little standoff in the middle here for the fans. And I already put the heat sets on the other one. Something smells delicious. He have pizza.
No.
He have cheesy bread.
Garlic cheese.
He's eating it in front of me. I don't like this. Pop this out because I need to reprint that. Now the big question is what screws are going to hold that in? Because again, not listed anywhere.
Now that's a damn good lunch.
I'm not a beer person, so I'll take the pizza, but you can keep the beer.
Yeah, and you're wrong for it.
Okay, let's see if there's some other shorter screws in here that might be for mounting this in. Because those might be M3 holes. Let's just do a dry run, find out. Where did my 2mm driver go? There it is. Okay, yeah, those are M3. Would this be M3 by 6? Or is this going to be shorter? I'm feeling it's going to be shorter. M3 by 6 seems way too long for this. Yeah, M3 by 6 is too long. Do we have something smaller? Standoffs. Definitely not the M5s. Not M3 by 25. Nothing is called for M2 by 6 yet. M2 by 12. M3 by 12. There we go. We'll hold the fans in with M3 by 35s.
Just more and more mess.
Yep. M2.5 by 6. Maybe that's what was meant for it. M3 by 30s. Hex nuts. Brass standoffs. M3 by 10. M3 by 12. M3 by 16.
Hey Raj, what about second breakfasts?
Let's see about these M2.5 by 6. Maybe that's actually the ones that I need. Might be 6 might be fine. It's just how wide this is that don't work. Yeah, that might do. Let's try the M2.5 by 6. Okay. And is it going to go? The M2.5x6 seems to fit. Great. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the M2.5x6. I don't know if we're supposed to use the M2.5x6 there, but it works, it fits, and so we're going to use the M2.5x6. And now we're going to clean up our mess, or at least some of it.
Thank goodness.
Okay, I think my headphone is done.
Ooh, bacon and egg sandwich, absolutely. If I didn't have pizza, that would sound fantastic right now.
Okay.
Just a little bit of bacon grease. So good.
Okay, I can hear again. Okay, so we at least got the PCB, so we know where that goes at least. With my chaotic build style. And yes, I know it's chaos. M3x8s.
On the pizza, it's a simple pepperoni pizza with Alfredo sauce, but the crust is stuffed with cheese and pepperoni, not just cheese. Cheese and pepperoni.
Okay.
Good old American pizza. Nothing like it.
We're going to skip all these because those come from the tool head. PCB fan we're going to skip. Bed fan we're going to skip. So let's get the SSR and everything wired up. Oh. Let's move these things out to the side. You go down there. Fans get to go over there. Go self there.
Well, if that's the case, Raj, give it another half hour and then you'll be ready for breakfast.
All I know is that pizza smells amazing. But then again, I had a burrito 4 hours ago, so James is going to get to eat most of it. I'm going to have not right now. Okay.
That also sounds absolutely delicious, Nemesis. You never have too much garlic, especially garlic butter. Garlic butter is chef's kiss.
There we go. Okay. So this is main board to high voltage. And this is high voltage. So this is going to go into our power supply. Loosen all of our connectors because it looks like no, we don't need to loosen all of them. They want us to use the outside to positive 24 volts. I'm going to use the outside two positives and the inside two negatives. And then eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try to...
I'm afraid to ask. What's on a Mexican street burger?
What?
What's on a Mexican street burger? I'm intrigued.
Yeah. What is on that, Chromatic?
I feel like corn. Why? I just picked the corn.
That is our 24 volt negative. We're going to clamp that down. Give that a tug test. We're good there. Our 24 volt positive. And because I have this power supply, that's the other reason I'm thinking about going headless. Because if I go headless, the screen that they send with this, with the TFT, plugs into the Pi. Which, you know, I can do that way and still run the 5 volts over to here. But eventually, you know, I do want to go and get this run on a Proxmox server running Clipper in a virtual machine. And if I do that, then the Pi is not going to be there, so the screen will be absolutely useless. Now we're going to go onto the Leviathan. The top pin is our positive, and the bottom is our negative. Negative wants to go right in, so we'll be polite. Why don't we do a tug test? Right, that one's good. Now let's try to get our positive in there. Come on. There we go. And there we go. We got that. Let's see here. Mexican street burger. It's just a burger you buy in the streets in Mexico. Okay. Burger, cheese, onions, ketchup, mayo. Cheap and good. 3 double patty burgers for $20. How big are those patties? Because $20 sounds expensive for a 3 patty burger.
3 double.
3 double patty burgers. Okay, $20. That's not bad. Okay. Then we need the 24 volt and the motherboard. Get our positive. Good there. And our negative. And give it a good tug. Yep, we're good there. And then this one is going to go on our bottom two for the board power. That's what it says, board power. So red on the bottom. Black on the top. Okay. And then this one would be okay, that's the Nighthawk, it says, which I'm guessing is going to be to the Nighthawk board that's supposed to go back here. Do I have my... So I've got the little adapter board that's supposed to go here. But what I'm not seeing is the drop nuts. Did I forget some drop nuts? Yep, that's going to be a pain in the butt.
Too late. VHB tape.
I think there's another connector that I can use for that. Okay, but what I do need... cables, and I need our cord that's going to go from the main board to the SSR. Which it says it's in here. And that definitely looks like it. Yep, SSR signal and 2 SSR. Okay. Red positive goes into 3. Black negative going to go into 4. This is going to come around. And go into our positive and negative for the heat bed. Right, so our red is in there nice and tight. Positive. That's in there nice and tight for our negative. Now, bear with me, I'm going to try and find my USB pigtail. Got a USB. I've got some USB-C pigtails. Somewhere around here. Cable. Ah. USB-C pigtails. And the big question is once this is on here, crud. I'm gonna need to get a different pigtail because mine's not long enough.
That's what he said.
I'll have to order some of those in because I would like to sit here and power the high off of the 5-volt rail off of the power supply instead of doing the little GPIO header. Now, yeah, that goes to the Nighthawk board. These cables are going to get screwed in. To our power supply. Positive up top. Negative down below. Okay. That is our cover. This is our Nighthawk PCB adapter. Ooh, stuffed burgers are good. Jalapeno and cheese stuffed burger. Ooh. That sounds really good right now.
I know it's like the least healthy meat for you, but gracious, do I love a red meat every now and then. Love me a burger.
All right, so we got our little PCB thing in there. And we get a cover to go on top of it. Matt Owl, how you doing? Welcome on in. And I need to get my fastener kit out again. Let's see. Are these going to be M3 by 12s? Let's see. M3 by 12s look to be just about the right size. Getting this screwed in here.
Now that Nemesis is a very dangerous burger to just have access to.
Uh-oh. Jalapeno popper filled with cream cheese and jalapeno, topped with cheddar cheese and... Oh. Why would you tell these things to a guy on a diet? You guys are so mean. You're making me so hungry.
Whenever you're ready, we got pizza waiting. You just gotta finish stream first.
Okay, so we're... working on getting these things screwed in here. Yeah, I wish I could be on a seafood diet right now, but I'm trying to lose this weight. Unfortunately, I've also done something that I haven't done something that I probably should, and I have not stepped on a scale yet. So I don't know how my journey is going.
I think it's more about how you feel, to be honest with you. I care less about the number and more about how you feel.
So we got that one in. There we go. All three. Seated down. Good there. Good there. And uh-oh, Caleb. Forked things are not fun to have. But I'm glad you get to do a V3 out of it. It's always fun when you know. I remember the old computer modding saying before, like, all these RGB lights and all that, in cases with side windows were a thing. There's an old saying in the modding side where it was, if it ain't broke, break it so you can make it better.
So what I'm hearing is, if it ain't broke, fix it.
No, if it ain't broke, break it.
Yeah, that's what I said. If it ain't broke, fix it. Because the original saying is, "Don't fix it." I'm so funny.
Yeah. Okay. We got our little cable in there, and then up here we should have. I'm guessing a short little. There's special short little USB cable. But that short little USB cable should be the one that goes from the Pi to the Leviathan. So there should be another USB cable that goes from this little adapter board to the Pi. Is it in with the electronics? No, it's not electronics 2. Is it in electronics 1? No, it's not in electronics 1. Is it in the... Aha. Okay. Ape. Oh, you're going with a late 90s, early 2000 see-through purple build. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to steal the USB A to C data cable that they originally intended to go from the Pi to the Leviathan, and take that and go from the Nighthawk board to the Leviathan, because they gave me a short little cable to do the Pi to the Leviathan. So the next big question, there we go. Yep. So there should be a trick to get in. If you go into the rules channel, you should just click on the link and that'll verify you. Just whatever you do, don't post to general too. Ban you from the server forever. Keep fanbots out. Chromatic, if it still doesn't work, send me a message after stream and or maybe tomorrow I'll sit here and get with you and we can see what's going on. How much more you? Oh, this is going to come around. Look in there. I have plenty of room to plug in my Ethernet port there.
How do you plug an Ethernet port into an Ethernet port? You said you have plenty of room to plug in your Ethernet port.
Into my Ethernet
You didn't
port.
say
I
two.
know. I'm correcting myself.
Okay.
Into my Ethernet port. It says prepositions are. Okay. I need to get, there's apparently some grounding cables. So here are these. So I need to, we're going to ground to the frame on one, but I can say we are now at 2.5 hours. I need to reprint the part to get the fans in here. And we are almost ready to build the tool head, but I can't really finish the wiring until that tool head's done. And switching from Mountain Dew to water, I have to use the restroom. So what I was saying, between me having to use the restroom, me needing to build the tool head, and James teasing me with this wonderful smelling pizza,
That's my job.
I'm gonna call it a night here. And like I said, Chromatic, I'll sit here and get with you probably tomorrow, see if we can get you into the Discord server. Because I'm going to be eating, and I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. So for work, but with that, I've been Penguin Makers. The invisible voice behind the camera has been James Cube. And go make something awesome.